Being able to sell out the Enmore Theatre is something that I've dreamt about since I started doing stand-up. It's something that really puts you on the map. It's just very, very special. It's very important. I think the Enmore Theatre for me is a massive statement as far as someone's comedy career is concerned. I came here to see some of the biggest acts that have come out of this country, and I can remember to the point of where I sat in this very room. And now for me to come back here and play it myself, do it myself with thousands of screaming fans, it should be very exciting. I can't wait to get stuck into it. And it's something about this feeling in this room, the 110, 112 year history of all the people that have played here, the Rolling Stones have played here, and now finally, me. This is where it really happens, when these shows come together. There's 1,000 people backstage. Like, honestly, when I walked in today, it was like an ant colony. There were people running everywhere. They were carrying big things. If you come through here, this is a huge issue. We've had to have about 18 different people trying to engineer a way that I can walk through this without taking my head off. Thankfully, I've got an inch of room now, so unless I get excited, we'll be sweet. Okay. I'm excited to showcase how far I've come in the last 12 months of stand-up. Now, this is the part where I freak out, okay? Because the music's playing, everyone's fired up, you know it's all about to happen. And I usually throw some boxing moves because I'm a fucking weirdo. But when you walk out, it's very exciting, it's electric. You feel that feeling, and then you got to tell jokes, all right? You want to run out there and fucking run a marathon, but you got to be calm and tell jokes. So, you walk out, the room's full of 1 million people, who knows how many. It's been a massive journey. We've done about 60 shows in the last, 12 or maybe even 10 months. It's been a wild journey. We've been all over the world, and now to come back here and do the biggest show that I've ever done in front of all these people is just, it's very special. To develop a new hour, it was something that was very daunting to me. All the jokes that I have done up until the point of last year were the ones that I worked on for 5 years in the open mic scene. And then all of a sudden I had to work on a new hour. Now that was terrifying, because I was like, how am I going to get a good hour out of 6 months or whatever the time period I had to do it? I guess it was just sitting down and making sure you're writing every day and making sure you're working on it all the time. I think this year is 10 times better than it was last year, and next year will be 10 times better than this year, and I just need to make sure that I increase the experience for the person who's coming along every single year. That's how I know that I'll continue to be successful. Now, for the people who don't get their tickets in time, it is, unfortunately, you have to sit up in the bleachers. But thankfully here at the Enmore, the seats up the top feel like you're just on top of the action, ladies and gentlemen. So let's suss it out. Even though I've never been up here before, I'm talking absolutely out of my ass. Oh wow, this is quite cool. So like even here, you feel like you're still quite close to the stage, which is just over there. The people, this will be packed as well. I think it's about 1,650 seats in this fine venue here, so it's very exciting to be up here and filming here as well. I'm still shocked that these things happen in my career, so it's always very exciting to film somewhere new and do a show somewhere new. But this is definitely one of the biggest moments of my career. And it's a weird one, because you don't want to talk it up like it's this big thing, this big moment, because then it sort of takes away from what it is. You want the people on the night not to feel like it's this big moment. You want them to feel like it's any show where you're putting out your best foot forward. You don't want to walk out there and try and play it up for the cameras. You want to be out there being your funniest. This is what this is at the end of the day. It's comedy. It's not something where you need to be able to show how big your dick is. It's all about stand-up. So that's what I aim to do tonight, is to go out and be the funniest I've ever been. And I think I'll do that. I think having additional production elements in a show is something that's not really done in a stand-up scene. We've seen Kevin Hart do it. Other than him, there's not too many people who will do it. Every other stand-up special's had the same sort of setup. People are following him from the dressing room or down the road or whatever, and we are doing something very special here. There are actors involved. It's all exciting. It's powerful. There's a massive lighting display that I'm pretty sure is worth $500 million. It's going to be absolutely electric in this room. And then I come on and hopefully don't fuck it up.
Very good.
I've done shows around this multitude before, and the one thing that is something no one ever tells you about is the actual feeling you get from the crowd when they scream when you come out. It's weird, it's scary, it's a full-on feeling, and to have all those people yelling and cheering, it's quite daunting. It's still a weird sense that you've hit with this powerful wave of volume and vigor, if you will. It's very, very strange. I love that feeling. It's something that you can't really explain to someone, you have to experience it. I want the audience to come into this room and for an hour leave everything that they have at home or out in the car park or whatever, and just enjoy the time that we spend together. Make sure they're happy, make sure they're laughing, they're enjoying themselves, and that's all that matters to me. Being nervous before a show is something that happens to me quite a bit, but it's not so much for the reason you would think. It's more for the people who are spending their hard-earned cash to come along and see me in the hope that I'll make them laugh. And that's the big thing that puts the most pressure on me, is to make sure that I put on a good show for all these people that are spending their hard-earned cash to come and see me. If I don't do that, then I've let those people down, and that's what terrifies me the most. But being nervous, being on edge, being worried, being anxious is a good thing before you step on stage. It's crazy to see all these people in a matter of 18 months going from small crowds to now this giant crowd, and only 4 years ago at the Sydney Fringe Festival doing a show in front of 2 people on a Wednesday night, now to 1,600, almost 2,000 people, is just absolutely insane.
He's a very good comedian, I have to say that.
I love the protest thing. I actually joined out and yelled, fuck you to the vegans.
Amazing.
Really good, very funny. Obviously no holds barred, insults everyone and anyone, which I think is part of it. Hates everyone equally.
I had a great laugh. Everything he said was really true about feminists and the olden time about feminists compared to now. It's ridiculous, and it's good to have a laugh about it.
It was great. It was really good.
All of it was amazing. You never have a favourite bit in that.
It was really good. I loved it.
I was incredible. Funniest Australian comedian going.
Oh, it was amazing, honestly. Really, really good. I didn't know what to expect about the stories at the end, but that was really good.
Not seen Isaac before, but it was bloody brilliant.